it was really important to us that we focused on a new piece of content that could be built with VR in mind. What worked in the VR space and how we could explore it in a way that we made sure as many players could find an enjoyable experience as possible. The Manor seemed like the perfect opportunity to do that. There's a lot of challenges in making a good VR experience. One of the most exciting pieces about it is that it's entirely new ground. It meant lots of experimentation, lots of trial and error. So we had ideas about things that would be comfortable, things that would be fun for the players to do inside the space, and we just tested it over and over internally to find what is that right combination of motion and control. From a tech perspective, there's a lot of things you have to pay attention to when building a new VR experience. It's important that you have a very fast, consistent frame rate. So throughout all of Blood Ties VR, we run in a full 60 frames a second. And then just to make that experience smoother, we do a technique which is called reprojection, so that inside the actual PlayStation VR headset, it feels more like 120 frames per second as you rotate your head around. And this is really important for making sure that players feel comfortable within that space. It makes it a much better experience for everybody who's playing. When it comes to art creation and doing VR, this becomes a really fun experience for our artists because you get to finally explore and look at all of the work that they've done in full 3D detail, as well as being able to actually peer at it from different angles and move in incredibly close that you normally can't get to do in a full third-person or even a first-person game. Of course, on the flip side, this means they can't cheat and delete things that you wouldn't normally see because you can now explore under the desk if you really want to. Looking at the Manor for us, this was a great piece of art for us to focus on because the Manor is such an iconic place, but it's a very real place for Lara and for our artists to invest in, to build this actual physical location with all of its rooms that connect in ways that could feel like some place that you could inhabit and walk through. When interacting with the world, we really, again, looked at that physicality of moving to places. So you can actually walk over to an object, and we create what we call sort of our safety little holodeck cage that will come up to let you know when you're at the edge of your playable space, so you can feel comfortable in exploring your living room where you're actually exploring the Manor. As great as the art in Tomb Raider games has looked in the past, now being able to see it in fully 3D and being able to move your head around it and crouch down and look underneath, it gives you a completely different experience of the space. Looking at different control schemes inside of Rise, we thought, okay, for Blood Ties, we know we wanted to have a free motion. A lot of us really enjoy the comfort mode for that sense of being able to walk around. Now, that doesn't say you have to walk around. You can actually play the entire game in comfort mode while sitting on your couch. And so we really focused on building what we call our comfort mode. It's a teleporting mode. And the thing that's exciting about it is it actually sometimes is called a room scale version of the game. You can stand up and physically move around within the space and feel like you're physically connected to the world. And then when you need to move larger distances, you can use that controller, point where you want to go, and then teleport to a new direction. It's been fantastic to have new players come in, put on a headset, and just to watch their faces. They look around and suddenly realize that they can move, they can take a couple steps to the left or right, something they've just never been able to do in a game before. And that experience, you can see it on their face where they realize, wow, I'm in a different place. And that's been just such a blast to be able to provide that experience for a whole new range of players. And we're super excited to have that come out now with PlayStation VR and getting a chance to put Blood Ties on this new platform.